How's it going, everyone? Runt9 here, and welcome back to another episode of Runt9 Plays City Skylines. This is episode number 15. We're in the city of Pyradian. You're taking a look at the tourist island right now as some trains come in. I don't know where this is at. It's overhead somewhere, somewhere along the original Pyradian downtown area. I am excited about this episode because we're finally getting to the point of being able to safely expand with plenty of money and really start growing the city in a massive way. And this is a really cool shot right here. I like this shot. Um, Getting to see some of the big downtown as it sprawls out into the suburbs. It's looking really cool. And in the last episode, we did a bunch of fixing trains and stuff, and everything appears to be running mostly smoothly. So we're going to spend this episode building out some new suburbs over here. And what I was thinking is I want to go ahead and paint this district ahead of time. And this is going to be a little bit of fun to try to pull off without disrupting any of the other districts. Hickory Hills seems fine. My thought was, let's go ahead and make this the hipster part of town and set all of the various green cities policies. Some of these people get some lovely beachfront property. Fill in that little bit there. So Hickory Hills policies. Let's set this for high-tech housing, encourage biking. Let's do combustion engine ban, electric cars, Industry 4.0. New technologies alter the nature of the industrial workforce. All industrial workplaces are for well and highly educated citizens. Increases production output by 50%, reduces workplaces by 30% per zoned industry. I don't remember that policy ever existing before. From what I understand, Campus doesn't come out... Oh, Campus came out yesterday. I actually have not read the patch notes for the accommodating update. I have a feeling that that came with the Campus update, and now I feel bad. I am not going to buy Campus for this city. I do plan on buying it before I build my next city. I don't see anything here. I don't remember efficiency being a thing before. Okay. So something to keep in mind is between this episode and next episode, I need to go take a look at education or look at the patch notes. That will absolutely solve this problem up here. And in fact, means I can go back and take schools out off of here. Because well-educated people pay more taxes, and it's not like we're raking in the money right now. So what I think I will do is go ahead and paint this industrial area and give it the Industry 4.0. I did not mean to zoom out like that. Workers' Union, fine. Boost connections. Filter industrial waste. Let's also do that. That makes sense. Sure, why not? So, does that mean that these are all going to immediately complain about not having workers? Yes. Now there's not enough highly educated workers because we don't have a university up here and everyone has stopped going to school. We'll revisit this in the future and see if the problem shakes itself out. It might not. We'll just have to see as time goes by. Electricity is going to be a problem soon. I'm just going to drop in another solar updraft tower over here somewhere. How about right here? Can we squeeze it in on the service road here? No? Alright, fine then. We'll cram it in over here. Perfect. That'll give us more than enough power to get by until we can get nuclear power plants and all that good stuff. So what we were doing was we were going to set the district down here to be organic and local produce and self-sufficient buildings. We're not going to do any office space because this is going to be all low density. And let's start building a new suburban area. So I think that we're going to want probably one main avenue loop, and everything else is just going to be internal with a couple main avenues going down the center. Everything is going to be bike lanes. 4-lane road with bicycle lanes is probably going to be the one that we want. So let's go up and around at a height of 0, please. And curve it down like so. And let's grab the freeform tool. Actually, I don't want it to be that close to the train tracks. I want to be able to zone on both sides of the road. So actually, let's bring that in a little bit more, make this a little bit smoother of a curve. And we'll kind of just naturally follow the train here. And again, this is where all the commercial buildings are going to be. We will put the main avenue along the beach. Space already occupied because there is an underground electric pole somewhere. Yep. I do not know the easiest way to... There we go. We will reconnect that in just a moment. And then let's curve this around like so. And it connects back up to the service road. I do think that this should be a major artery through, as should this one. And that will honestly be plenty to get us going. I think that we're probably going to want a hospital in this middle part. Where is going to be the best? We've got some decent coverage already. So I think our services are going to go down here. Put our crematorium in there. Fire station is going to be similar. We've got good coverage up there, so let's get some coverage down here. Police here. We're going to do some parks before we start building anything else in, because I want high land value. Come on now. That's good. And we'll do this park down here. So land value should be solid. Now let's go ahead and do some little 2-lane roads coming off of our main avenues, and we're going to do the regular stuff that I usually do with my suburbs, but with a little bit less density to them. I tend to do some fairly dense roads. This will be a little bit less dense. Probably want to do one road that is a bit more waterfront, like that. I know the cliff looks bad. There's not much I could have done about that. So I'm just going to let it be for now. Bring this in and just turn that into another 3-way intersection there. This can come up like so. And this can go like that. I'm good with that. This can connect in like so. No, I want this to do that, and this to do that. Okay, perfect. And I forget every time that the best way to do this is to build your 4-lane roads, zone all of it commercial, and then build everything else. But alas, that's not how I did it, so we'll just do it the hard way. This is not going to be, this is all going to be low density residential along the beach here. Get some nice little beaches. But by doing it this way, we also get some cool little beach shops. We'll go up to about right there where the residential zoning stops. I actually think that this can probably get away with being residential. We'll have to see about the noise pollution. It may be okay. Seems like it should be. And then continue filling in everything else. Along the outside of this ring, and I'm okay with there not being zoning next to the highway there. That's perfectly fine. Now, obviously, the big question here is going to be, do we want to connect it to this highway in any way? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that I just want to keep that as sort of an expressway to get down to Sunset Park is what it's called. Sunset District. Sunset District. But maybe we should have an exit into the suburbs, or maybe this should just be connected to the main part of the city and we don't worry about having too much highway access. Because really, this isn't going to be a ton of residential space. And it's a lot of, green commercial shops as well. Right, everything else in here is going to be low density residential. So to start dragging our boxes. I kind of missed some over here. That should cover everything. Now we need to water and power everything, which I almost had it gridded out properly. So we can just extend this. And why not? Let's connect them up over there so we get our happy ding each time. Such a happy sound. We did something right. I did something wrong. Look at my terrible water pipe. We are starting to run low on money. So once this is watered, then I will turn the game back on. Power, we need to reconnect the underground power line here. It looks like because of where we place the service buildings, we don't need to. We do need to throw in a couple more here to get the parks hooked up. Probably could have done that one a little easier. Okay. That's working fine. We actually can start going through and deleting these unnecessary ones. The reason I'm doing this is just kind of for my own sanity's sake, that we don't end up running into these later. It just kind of looks bad. Plus, you know, we want to save the citizens of our city the cancer of underground. Yeah, that's not a thing. That was definitely tongue in cheek. Okay. That looks solid to me. So let's go up to 3 times speed. Let's let some stuff start filling in. Yeah, I do think that this cliffside looks a little bad, but you know, you kind of have to flatten the beach out a lot, and it's really just not something that I care to spend a ton of time on. Some things I care about the aesthetics, other things I don't. Terraforming is one of those things that I kind of ignore the aesthetics on for the most part, just because it's a huge pain for me to get it right. I'm pretty bad at getting it right. I am turning off all the traffic lights here. I still despise traffic lights greatly. Now, these people will also have some solid education, so they will potentially utilize the industry section up there. If I give them a way to get there, which again makes me question whether or not this highway should have access. I think maybe it should. I think we should go ahead and do... Did I somehow miss this red light? Of all the ones to miss, the one that I would probably do some sort of highway interchange off of. Now the problem is with the train here, building a highway interchange here is going to be difficult, but I will make it work. So let's do a little highway interchange here. And we'll just kind of throw it in and not worry too much about it. Yeah, the train is going to complicate things. That may actually be the worst place to do it. Maybe here? Because I don't think... Oh, maybe. Just maybe. Okay. Yep, I was able to squeeze a ramp in there. So with that, I will go ahead and move forward with this idea. That definitely slopes down way too quickly. How about you slope much more smoothly, please? And move it. How about you make that smoother? Okay, so we have a ramp to get onto the highway that direction. I don't care about the merges at the moment. Let's bring an exit from here up and over. What are you doing? Game, please. Okay, come on, let's try that again. Up to 10 units. Circle it around. And then bring it right on down with no red light, please. And I think that if you want to go that way on the highway, and I realize that this is like probably the worst way I could ever do this. I'm very aware of that fact. Weaving is bad, so let's do some weaving. Again, I'm not going to worry too much about merging right now. I'm not going to worry too much about how pretty all this looks, although I am going to fix this up. And we just need one that comes off of this way. Let's just exit these people onto that intersection, if possible. It looks like it will be possible to do such a thing. Apparently it doesn't want to let me do that. Doesn't tell me why. I don't think that there's going to be enough traffic flowing through here for this to ever be any sort of a problem. But, you know, it's pretty dumb. This is pretty terribly dumb. But I also am happy that there is now a way to get into this part of the city, as well as these people can now make their way up here. So this is a problem. University coverage is bad. So I think we need another university up here somewhere. And that's going to be difficult to find a spot. He says as he finds plenty of room at the top side of the area. How about we drop a university right there? And now all these people can start to get highly educated for these industry jobs. That should solve that problem. Now, as for the goods, I honestly am not understanding why the raw goods problem is so huge. We do have the ability for outside connections to get here, right? Yes. Outside connections 100% are able to make it into our industry area. Not to mention we have this cargo train that should be carrying things in and out. Let's see, the import, export, or outside connections, that's radio coverage. I think it may be under here somewhere. No, it's industry areas. Outside connections is this one. Total import. It doesn't look like a lot of buildings are importing things. And it doesn't tell me which raw materials are available, so I don't know if it's ones that I could make myself or not. So we'll just kind of have to ignore that as a problem. Let's take a look at how our suburbs are coming in. We've got some green houses popping up over here. Things are going well. Let's take a look at land value. We haven't done that in a little while. So obviously, this original part of town is still doing quite well. The beachfront property immediately started looking good. We've still got some trash problems down here. And some death care coverage problems. So I guess one recycling plant up here was not enough. Let's put one here. And cemetery. Oh yeah, I only put one cemetery up there. Okay. Well, then this part of town needs a cemetery as well. Okay, that works. I do not think we need any public transit running through this part of town. I do think that it would be a good idea to go ahead and run a quick little expressway, maybe just a little national road under the highway here that connects up to our industry area. Just so people from this part of town are able to get to the industry area to go to work if they were so inclined to get a job in that part of town. Let's go down. I don't know why it keeps doing that from time to time. Okay, so that is just a quick little expressway over here. Really, we want people only turning left, but it's fine. There's no traffic problems. There's a whole host of other problems, but for processing buildings in industry areas having a nearby storage, but it's not an industry area. Raw materials, so make sure trucks carrying them can reach the building. We have off-map highway connections here and here and here, all easily able to reach this area. And we're starting to get a buildup of traffic here, which is the first time we've ever had any sort of real traffic problem. We'll certainly have to revisit that, it looks like. This intersection, as expected, is a bit of a cluster. Alright, we are definitely running into some traffic flow issues. It is rush hour. This is a mess. This is definitely turning into a bit of a mess. Public transit is unfortunately still broken. Our blue line is... Oh, okay, it's not broken. It's actually doing fine. Train lines seem to be doing okay. 2 suburbs is good. The Sunset Hills looks like it needs more trains. This particular station is quite busy. Really, all of them are quite busy. Internal Loop is actually carrying a decent bit of passengers. It may not hurt to add a couple more trains, but also we don't want to clog up this station any more than it's already currently clogged. So we are starting to get to some growth problems, which is good, because this is where the game truly begins, in my opinion, is when you start running into some of your first growth issues. So we want these suburbs to build out. We're going to need to get to 38,000 before we can buy this tile and start building down here. I'm not going to start building out any of this suburban area until we are able to buy that tile. I'm not sure what I want to do with the train here, if I want to make these feel like separate neighborhoods or join them up together. What I may do is I may bring this part of the loop down through the beach and back around to the service road over here. I think that's probably going to be a next episode kind of thing, depending upon how quickly we get to 38,000. I may let that build up offline. We are going to need some elementary schools and stuff down here as well. So let's throw in 3 elementary schools. Come on, game. Throw in an elementary school down here. High school coverage. We're going to want one probably on the main road there. And university coverage is bad as well. It may not be a bad idea to put in a university kind of right in the center. Water and sewage are both trickling away, pun intended. I'm going to just throw in a bunch of water pumps so that I don't have to think about it again for a while. Same thing over here. Let's just throw in a bunch of these. There. Now, neither of those will be a problem again anytime soon. Garbage processing is in the yellow, unfortunately. Our industry area is still an absolute mess. And I don't know what the right answer is going to be, other than to try to get more suburbs built out. We could actually build out some more suburbs over here. I was expecting that we would need to expand our industry area, but it doesn't look like that's going to be a thing. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the episode here. I feel like this is a good stopping point. We got a lot of things accomplished. We got our new Hickory Hills in over here. Land value was looking pretty solid. Yeah, land value through Hickory Hills is looking good. Land value up in Willow Hills is looking good now too. We've got the Sunset District, which I think I'm going to rename this to Sunset Island. Nope, I took a Steam screenshot. Go me. We'll rename that to Sunset Island. That makes a lot more sense. We've got some traffic problems that are starting to crop up. Again, this intersection was turning into a bit of a cluster. People trying to exit the industry area, running into some issues there. So we've got some fun coming in. Garbage processing is a problem as well. We will deal with all of that on the next episode. But for now, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like or a comment. It helps out a lot. You can subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos like this. Join the Discord if you want to connect with me directly, or if you're interested in donating, there is a Patreon link in the description below. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.